43, 50 Possibly he was of Ishmaelite ancestry through the Naphish tribe. GE 25. 13-15. 1CH1. 29-31. 5. 19. Nalamp. A Benjamite, son of Abiel Jael, father of Abner and Kish, and grandfather of King Saul. 1C14. 50, 51. 1CH8. 33. 9. 39. Abiel number 1. Neroias and Neroias. A brother who, with his sister, was included in Paul's greetings to the Roman congregation. Row 16. 15. The name is also found on Roman inscriptions listing some of the emperor's household, as well as in legend. Nergal-Nergalans. A Babylonian deity especially worshipped at Cuthah, a city that history says was dedicated to Nergal. The people of Cuthah, whom the king of Assyria settled in the territory of Samaria, continued worshipping this deity. 2 Kai 17. 24, 30, 33. Some scholars suggest that Nergal was originally associated with fire and the heat of the sun, and that later he came to be regarded as a god of war and hunting as well as a bringer of pestilence. The appellatives applied to Nergal in religious texts indicate that he was basically viewed as a destroyer. He is called the Raging King, the Violent One, and the One who Burns. Nergal also came to be regarded as the god of the underworld and the consort of Ereshkigal. The human-headed and winged lion is thought to have been the emblem of Nergal. Nergal-Sharezer the Rabmag, one of King Nebuchadnezzar's princes, was evidently named after this god. J39. 3, 13. Nergal-Shareznagalan's Shai Middle. From Akkadion, meaning may Nergal protect the king. 1. A Babylonian prince of Nebuchadnezzar's time. J39. 3. 2. Another important prince in Nebuchadnezzar's forces led the overthrow of Jerusalem, distinguished from number 1 by the added title Rabmag. It was this Rabmag who assisted in the release of Jeremiah. J39. 3, 13, 14. Because this name bears such a striking resemblance to that found in Babylonian inscriptions Nergal-Sharezer, some scholars think this prince was Nergal-I Greek form, believed to be the Otextoi acute Muritra longo, nest 494 nest. The place a bird or animal prepares for raising its young. Also, a lodging, a retreat, or a snug, comfortable, cozy residence. PR 27. 8. Issa 10. 14. 16. 2. The nests of birds vary greatly in location, size, and construction, but each type suits better than any other the particular use for which it is designed. Locations of different varieties range from the earth or the sound. Snakes are also said to have nests on the ground or among rocks. Issa 34. 15. To tufts of grass, bushes, rocks, trees, hollow tree trunks, seashore cliffs, mountains, crevices in man's buildings, even suspended over water between reeds. Among building materials used are twigs, leaves, seaweed, wool, cotton, hide, straw, moss, fur, feathers, the down of plants, horsehair, pieces of cloth, and so forth. In general, nests serve as protection from predators, as shelter from storms, and as insulation from heat and cold. To impress on Job the wisdom of the Creator, Jehovah called attention to the eagle, that builds its nest high up, that on a crag resides and stays during the night upon the tooth of a crag and an inaccessible place. Job 39. 27, 28. And to illustrate God's loving care for Israel, Moses referred to the eagle that stirs up its nest, evidently with reference to the manner in which an eagle urges and sometimes shoves the fledgling into the air to teach it to fly. Jehovah similarly brought Israel out of Egypt as a nation. He administered tender care to the young nation throughout the wilderness journey and while they were settling in the promised land, just as the eagle watches and cares for the young during their flying lessons. 32. 11. Sea eagle. The rock dove also builds its nest high in rocky places. The towering rocks in the vicinity of the Dead Sea provide numerous clefts and caves for its nests. Jeremiah may have had these secluded nests in mind in pronouncing judgment on Moab, who dwelt in this area. Leave the cities and reside on the crag, you inhabitants of Moab, and become like the dove that makes its nest in the regions of the mouth of the hollow. Jah 48. 28. Compare Balaam's utterance at New 24. 21. The thick foliage of the strong cedars of Lebanon served as an excellent nesting location for other birds. There was ample year-round shelter and concealment. The psalmist cited this as an example of God's marvelous provisions for the welfare of his creatures. PS 104. 16, 17. Under the law, the Israelites were forbidden to take the eggs or the young from a nest and at the same time kill their mother. This prevented the cruelty of completely wiping out the family at one stroke. The mother was to be spared, to produce more young. Day 22. 6, 7. When a certain one of the scribes said to Jesus, "Teacher, I will follow you wherever you are about to go," Jesus replied, "Foxes have dens and birds of heaven have roosts or nests, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay down his head." Mount 8,